Hi, welcome to the channel Coder's Arc, where we unravel the world of coding and architecture together. And today, I'll be talking about the top 10 skills that you need as a software architect. In this video, I will not be talking about tools, technical skills, or certifications. Instead, I'll be highlighting the traits of architects that will build the systems that will survive and thrive in the ever-changing world of AI and technology. I have myself over 2 decades of experience in the industry, and I have collaborated with almost all kinds of architects. I have observed the industry very closely, and I will be sharing the secrets of the corporate world over here. I have seen the most successful architects and what defines them. And if you find this kind of content useful, please subscribe to this channel so I can continue to bring these kind of videos to you. So with that said, let's dive right into it. This is not going to be an academic list. Instead, this is going to be a list of what works in the real world. This is a close observation of what brings success for real customer, real clients, real partners, and has real consequences. The first one on this list is awareness of all the commercial dimensions. If you're not aware of the revenue, the cost of build, the risk associated, the unit price, then you're essentially designing in a vacuum. And I would encourage you to work very closely with the offering teams, the product teams, the sales teams, who work very closely with the customers, and so that when you're designing a solution, you're aware of all the commercial dimensions. Now, being aware of the commercial dimension is only one part of the equation. The second most important skill that you need is practicing pragmatism over purity. I have done many videos in the past, and I've talked about this in the past as well. I always prefer architects who can deliver meaningful, phased implementation of an architecture to their customers rather than a full waterfall styled, complete, most pure architecture. If your customers can get 60 to 70% of the product first before your competitors, your product will have more success in the long run. Now, this takes us organically into the third point, which is time management. Architects must have a unique ability to manage their time. They must have the ability to say no to things that are not going to drive commercial value. They are not going to rely on project managers to help them decide what their priorities are. Of course, they're going to work very closely with their bosses, their managers, their business leadership, but they manage their own time very well. So time management is one of the most important skills that an architect needs. This takes us to the next most important skill that you need as an architect, which is the stakeholder fluency, or the ability to talk in different languages. In a day, an architect may talk to all different types of stakeholders like sales teams, marketing teams, commercial teams, business development teams, product teams, R&D teams, customers, clients, cloud partners. You must have the ability to understand and absorb all these different perspectives and align the incentives. That's how you're going to create an architecture that is going to bring the most successful business outcomes. The next most important skill, and the one that I value the most probably, is being on the edge of innovation. As an architect, you must know and comprehend that the technology is always going to change rapidly. In fact, in just less than 2 decades of my own experience, I have seen the industry evolve from desktop development to web development to mobile development, cloud development. Even within the cloud, you had the serverless wave, and now in the past couple of years, the generative AI wave. So the technology is always going to continue to evolve. What you need to do is embrace the fact that the change will be constant, and be on the edge of innovation. Always be practicing POCs, always take on new projects. You cannot box yourself, you cannot paint yourself in a corner of being an architect in a specific technology like Java, Spring Boot, microservices, or a React architect or a cloud architect. Be open to the change. Don't be afraid. Stay on the edge of innovation. Now, this next one might be a bit offensive or maybe slightly controversial, But one of the most important skills that you need as an architect, and the one that I value the most, is self-discipline. Whether it's discipline in time management, discipline in energy management, discipline in learning, health, fitness, diet, relationship, whatever it is, you need strong discipline as an architect. Architecture is a long-term game, and the architects who get burned out make short-sighted decisions. Architects must think in terms of systems and be extremely cognizant of where the boundaries are. Systems usually never fail in the internal components. They always fail at the edges and at the boundaries. So as an architect, you must have true understanding of the APIs, the interfaces, where the boundaries are, and think in terms of systems. Think end to end, how a feature works end to end. Usually the developers and engineering teams, they develop in silos, unfortunately. But as an architect, your job is to understand the whole end-to-end big picture, so you can try and connect these boundaries. So think in terms of systems, not components. So this next skill that you need is be confident yet teachable. Since architects are the academic leaders and are at the forefront of newest innovation and technology, sometimes the mistake that I've seen most senior architects make is they get overconfident and they get arrogant, and they're not open to new ideas. Some of the best insights that I have seen come to me have come from junior engineers. They are the ones who are closest to the code, so be open to ideas from them. Sometimes these are the best insights you will get, and if you're not open to those, you're just hurting yourself. So this next one might also be slightly controversial, but it is the ability to be politically aware without being political yourself. Most people are trying to do good work. Your job as an architect is to align incentives instead of creating winning arguments, creating friction. You must be aware of all the org dynamics, but avoid ego wars. Make sure that you achieve the business outcomes and do not get dragged in political wars. And finally, one of the most important skills that you need as an architect is the ability to find the balance between the rigidity and the strictness of a process with the freedom that comes with the exploration. As an architect, you're always going to be in the POC land and at the forefront of innovation and newest technology, but you must honor and respect the strictness of a process. As an architect, it is your job to understand how to balance the two so that you can achieve the most successful business outcomes. So finally, we've covered all the top 10 skills that you need as an architect. Again, as you must have seen, that this is not about judgment. These are in fact the traits that you need to be successful. Even if you're not following all of these traits and exhibiting some of them, you're already ahead of the curve. Let me know in the comment section if I've missed anything, or if you would like to explore or talk about some of these skills in more detail. With that said, hopefully you found the content and the value that this provided useful. Please hit the subscribe or like button, and goodbye for now.